What up, guys? We are live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is way too loud. See if I can fix this real quick. Okay, that should be better. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Just gotta test this sound out, guys. That's still so loud. Alright, stop. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I know that. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, stop. Go to bed. Alright, guys, we're about to get started. Just wanted to test out if I could just have the music on here. Alright, guys, we're about to get started. Just wanted to test out if I could just have the music on here. I don't think that's too bad, right? I don't think that's too annoying. Stop. Go to bed. I don't think that's too bad, right? I don't think that's too annoying. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, sounds good to me. All right, let's go live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go. We are doing Mondays, NFL and MLB. See, that's not loud enough, man. I'm just gonna put it in there. All right, let's get it, guys. Let's get it, guys. We are talking Mondays, NFL and MLB. We are live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, live on YouTube mobile. Let's get it, man. Speed normal, okay. What up, David? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good day, man. What up, Irving? Let's give it another minute, guys, for people to show up, and then we could talk about NFL and MLB for today. World Series, Sports Equinox. Got every single sport, or the 4 major sports going at the same time tonight. What up, guys? What up, Dennis? How you doing, brother? Hope you guys are having a great day. How was your Sunday, guys? How was your Sunday? I had a good one. It was 2-1. We kept it light yesterday. It felt like there could be some traps, but there really wasn't too many traps. There was favorites. The favorites smacked yesterday. If you guys are not keeping score, they went 10-2 yesterday. Favorites did. I am more of an underdog kind of guy. I like fading the favorites. Everybody's always on the favorites. I'm usually on. I like the dogs by default. So yesterday, favorites went 10-2, or so far in the week they've gone 10-2. I am okay being 3-1 so far this NFL week. The fact that favorites are dominating, it's another square week, guys. It's back-to-back square weeks. Underdogs went 10-5 last week. They are 10-2 so far. They're having an even better week. But like I said, it's not really sustainable, man. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the weeks that to come, man. I'm licking my chops. But yeah, so far good week. Let's close it out strong, man. Falcons got you. I didn't have anything on that game, but I don't know, bro. I don't know why people are really. People have been really high on the Falcons, man. People have been really high on the Falcons. I personally don't think. I know it wasn't Michael Penix yesterday, but I'm not really a fan of Michael Penix. I think he's really slow to get through his progressions. Kirk Cousins, I thought could give them a little bit more of a spark, but I'm also not that low on the Dolphins. A lot of people are really low on the Dolphins. And yeah, maybe at some point their head coach gets fired, but I mean Tua could still throw the ball. Yeah, I stayed away from that one, but I wasn't too surprised, man. Over or under tonight, we're definitely going to talk about that. Hey, buddy. My man got a haircut. He ugly, bro. He's so ugly. Is the dog barking? Go over there. All right, guys, let's get to it, man. Do you guys want to start with MLB or y'all want to start with NFL tonight? MLB or NFL, as everybody is, he's cute. He's not cute, bro. Not at all. Your dog is cute. Oh, my God. Guys, hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here. Give me a thumbs up as well. Guys, we're breaking down every single MLB and NFL game. Did he say he's cute? This guy is not cute. Come here, boy. You cute? He's a mini golden doodle. He's 1 year old now, like 14 months at this point. My man Valley already knows. Red for MLB, blue for NFL. What are we starting with tonight, guys? What are we starting? Yo, they say you're cute. They love you on YouTube. You're not cute, bro. He's ugly. So we had to really trim him down. He had some knots. Yeah, we're getting him ready for the holidays. Red for MLB, blue for red for MLB right there. Just tap the emoji. Blue for NFL. Getting him ready for the holidays already, man. What do y'all want to start with? Up to you guys. Red for MLB, blue for NFL. My man Valley, bro. My man's been watching. Who's scoring tonight? Mahomes or Isaiah? We could talk about that, brother. We could talk about that for sure. Let's see. You guys want to start with NFL? Let's get right to it then. Let's get right to it, guys. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Let's talk about the side first. Let's talk about the Washington Commanders on the road at Kansas City. We're talking about the side first. So we're talking about the 11.5 point number tonight. Kansas City is favored by 10.5 at home. What's the latest number? I think it's still 10.5. Give me red for Washington. Give me blue for the Chiefs. What side are you on today? Red for the Commanders, blue for the Chiefs. This is a 10.5 point number. Who is covering this number tonight between Washington and Kansas City. I'm going to give you my best take on it, or at least my opinion at this time of the hour. This game doesn't get going for another 3 hours tonight, so I could just give you an idea of what I'm feeling, and whatever information you have, please share it with me as well, man. Let's get it, guys. We got to cook. This is a session where we cook it together, man. Washington on the road at Kansas City. This line is 10.5. This is not a one of those public plays on either side. Looks like Kansas City has 59% of the tickets so far, so not very public at all. The big story on this one is that Jaden Daniels, he's going to be missing the game here for Washington. It's going to be Marcus Mariota. He's starting the game here for Washington. And when it comes to line movement, guys, a week ago when, hey buddy, give me a moment. When Jaden Daniels was supposed to make the start, or we thought Jaden Daniels was going to be the starter, this line was 4.5. This line was 4.5. Now it's 10.5 because Marcus Mariota is named the starter. So I think that's pretty interesting from a scheduling perspective as well. From like a schedule where we're at in the schedule, Kansas City is coming off of a perfect game against Las Vegas, 31-0. Like, why wouldn't you rush to the window and go play Kansas City? Meanwhile, Washington got their doors blown out by Dallas. They allowed 44 points on defense, just awful defensive. Jaden Daniels, he's great and all. He doesn't play defense, so there's no excuse to give up 44 points. But Dak Prescott and that offense, especially in Dallas, definitely a tough place to play defense for sure. But another point on the schedule, guys. Kansas City has a huge game on deck. In fact, they're in Buffalo next Sunday. So it's going to be on short rest. They're going to have 6 days to prep for a huge game in Buffalo against the Bills. A huge AFC. I can't state that enough. That is probably their biggest game of the season there next week, and they're favored by 10.5 tonight. Definitely questionable. You could question where they're at on the schedule there. Some trends against the numbers, guys. Against the numbers, Patrick Mahomes, he is not known for covering the number on Monday Night Football. He is 1-7 against the number on Monday Night Football. But I do have that when Kansas City, in the game after where Kansas City has allowed 10 points or less, like they did last week, they allowed 0. They are 9-0 against the number. So got some good trends there for Kansas City. But I think the overall known concept is that you don't take Kansas City as a big when they're favored by a whole lot. And on Monday night, 1-7. So real quick, guys, injuries is a big part of this one. Okay, Terry McLaurin is back for Washington, and Deebo Samuels is also back for Washington. They're going to be without Noah Brown, but Marcus Mariota is definitely going to have some help on the outside. You guys know by now Kansas City has their receivers back now. Rashee Rice is starting there. He's back after his suspension. Xavier Worthy is back. But what a lot of people don't really focus on is the offensive line, guys. Washington is getting healthier in the offense on the offensive line. Cosme, the starting right guard, is back. He has not played all year. This is his first game back, I believe, or maybe he came back last week. But this is so the Washington offensive line is going to get even better. I would expect their numbers to get even better. Meanwhile, Kansas City on the other side, they're not healthy right now. Simmons, the starting left guard, he is out for this game. He's out on a personal matter. And then the right guard, Smith, the starting right guard, Smith, he's supposed to miss his game. It looks like he's doubtful. Meanwhile, on the other side, real quick, guys, let me just finish up with these injuries. On the other side, Washington, a lot of people, nobody's really talking about this at all. The edge rusher, Dorrance Armstrong, he is on the IR as of last week. He is the sack leader for Washington for the Commanders. He is out for the rest of the season. So, you could question Kansas City having a tough, if their offensive line is getting even weaker, and they got 2 of their starters most likely out for tonight. But can Washington really counter that? On the other side, they're going to be missing their starting defensive end. And a starting D tackle is also questionable for today. For me, guys, I look at the numbers, and when it comes to like offense versus offense and defense versus defense, These two teams don't look like they have a whole lot of points separated. And when I mentioned that this line moved from 4.5 up to 10.5 just because of the quarterback change, there is a drop off with Jaden Daniels for sure. But Jaden Daniels is really hasn't really been playing his best football this year. And I don't think the drop off is this drastic. You add on the fact that Kansas City is coming off of a perfect game. They won 31-0 last week against a really bad Raiders team. And they have Buffalo on deck. The most important game of the season is on deck for Kansas City. I think this is a game where you get in and out. I think this Andy Reid has shown us that he's not interested in running up the scoreboard. He's just, again, in and out, especially when you have Buffalo on deck. I think the right side to play this is Washington. It would be the Washington Commanders for me. Yeah, brother, sorry. I was going through my breakdown. I did go a little longer than normal, but looks like you guys are pretty tight on this one. Let's see. Let me catch up on all the chat, man. You think Washington could get 13.5 points? Is the line going to get to 13? No, this thing is set at 10.5, maybe 11, but you're not going to touch 13. If you're gonna buy up to 13, I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably just keep it at 10.5 or 11. You're paying too much juice if it goes up that far, man. Who do you think will get the first touchdown? Would it be Rice or Kelsey? If I had to choose between those two, I think Kelsey. I think Kelsey on National Tight End Day. I would go that way. Noom, what is my opinion on the over/under? I do have an opinion on the over/under. We're about to talk about that next. Gang, Pete the chat. Yeah, man. I was just going through my breakdown, and then Kayla, game over. We're about to talk about that. Jose, we're about to talk about that. Who do you think gets the first touchdown? Yeah, we already talked about that. Best plays tonight. Am I doing NBA? I'm not doing NBA yet. I'm giving it some time. We're easing into NBA, and I'm working on my model. We will have NBA talks here, though. Hit the follow button, guys, so you don't catch those, so you don't miss those conversations. Valley says Mahomes has a losing record last few Monday nights, I think, after a win or in general. Yeah, in general, he is in the last 8 Monday Night Football games. He is 1-7 against the number. Commanders in the under. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, guys. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. We are talking about the over and the under tonight between Washington and Kansas City. Let's talk about this one real quick, guys. Let's do red for the over, blue for the under between Washington and Kansas City. Monday Night Football. How do you see this game playing out? Is it more of an over game or more of an under game? Red for the over, blue for the under. You think Kelsey would get the first touchdown? Dude only scored twice. I think he's kind of due, and we have seen some tight ends actually, have some success. Last week, this week, excuse me. I don't do a whole lot of player props. Somebody asked me what I thought about Tucker Kraft last night. I was like, his matchup actually does look really good, and it is National Tight End Day. This dude popped off for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maybe I should do some more props, but red for the over, blue for the under. How do you guys see this one going? Let's talk about this one real quick, guys. I just made a video on this one not too long ago. And what I mentioned in that video is you have 2 offenses that want to run the ball, especially Washington. They are number 7 in terms of run frequency, so they want to run the ball. I know the starting running back, Austin Eckler, he's out for the season, but that was in week 2. That was a long time ago. They've been running the ball with the backups that they have, Krosky Merritt and McNichols. They've been running the ball, and they've had some success. You can question some of the defenses that they've played, but they have had success at sticking with the run and having success with the run. Both of these defenses, their weaknesses are stopping the run. Kansas City, as good as their defense is perceived to be, they are weak against the run, and Washington is as well. So I would expect these 2 teams to be able to run the ball, keep the clock running, right? Like I tell you guys every single time when I'm feeling an under, I tell you guys, keep the clock running, because if these were pass-happy teams, the clock stops on every single incompletion, okay? And like I also mentioned in the video, Kansas City is notorious for when they don't run the ball, they're just going to bore you to death with these dink and dunks. They're just going to dink and dunk their whole way, all the way up, okay? They're just about, all they do is success rate. That means they get their 3 yards, their 4 yards, and they keep it moving, right? They don't really go down the field too much. So that's kind of their MO. These two teams are kind of middle of the pack in terms of tempo, in terms of pace. Washington is 10, Kansas City is 18. So neither one of them really scares me in terms of that. Kansas City, like I mentioned, also plays that keep away offense. So again, keep the clock running. I do like that. Another reason is Mariota. He is not. You're not going to put the. Why would you? If you're Dan Quinn, if you're the play caller there, if you're Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, on primetime television, are you really going to put the ball in the hands of Mariota and ask him to drop back 30, 40 times? I don't think so. I think you have to establish the run here, and give the ball to your running backs. Keep the clock running. One last reason, Kansas City, like I mentioned before, they have Buffalo on deck. This could be one of those situations where you get in, you get out, you don't get anybody injured or anybody further injured. You already have problems on the offensive line. You don't want to show too much when you have your biggest game on deck against Buffalo. I think this is an under, guys. If I had to go between Washington and Kansas City, I'm feeling the under. Let me see what you guys said. You guys are on the over, but not by a whole lot. If you're on the over, let me know what in particular. I mean, these aren't. I know Kansas City sounds like a team that puts up fireworks, but they really don't. They really just kind of just. There we go. I expect, as a Chiefs fan, I expect a very vanilla game plan. Find a way to win and get out healthy. Exactly what I said, brother. And that's coming from somebody that is a Chiefs fan and watches every single one of those games, I'm sure. Again, with Buffalo on deck, you don't want to show too much. You're obviously a double-digit favorite here. And they know that. They know that. I think you also have some. I think this line is probably inflated a little bit because Washington let up 44 points last week against Dallas, a very pass-happy team. That's not a team that's going to play unders, right? So, I'm feeling the under here if I had to pick between those two. Let me catch up on all the comments, man. I think Pacheco will have more than 20 yards receiving. Is that a good play? Pacheco to have his receiving yards, I'm okay with that, yeah. Again, Kansas City, more of a team to just kind of dink and dunk and just bore you to death. Kansas City can't run the ball. Washington has a good run defense. That's not what the numbers are showing, brother. Now, my numbers could be a little different from yours because different databases have different ways of like what a success rate is. Some places say it's 4 yards. Some places say it's 5 yards. Another thing I do is I eliminate garbage time, guys. I eliminate garbage time in my numbers. So when I'm looking at the numbers and they're adjusted that way, I'm looking at a pretty weak run defense for both of these. Not bottom of the barrel, but definitely below average. Below average for sure. Is the move over under? Yeah, I'm feeling the under, brother. Jimmy says Washington covers tonight. I like the 10.5. Yeah, I think the way to play it would be Washington if you're playing the side, man. What was the under? Sorry, man, if you forgot what color was which. We can agree to disagree. I'll come back and visit the game after it's over. Sounds good. What are you arguing for, though? Let me make it clear. And if you wanted to be permanent, drop it as a comment, man. I figure with all the wide receivers back for KC, they would want to throw more. That definitely does open the field a little bit, right? To go deeper. But again, with those injuries on the offensive line, with the missing players you're having, and with the wide receivers there, I hear what you're saying. But again, with Buffalo on deck, I don't think you want to show too much. You know that you can beat this team. And again, Kansas City is just a team that's just going to dink and dunk, man. That's all they do. Neither team will pass rush very effectively. Both teams will move the ball over, but slightly. With the pass rush, I do have concerns with Washington. We mentioned that their defensive tackle is doubtful for tonight. But something that's even more concerning is Dorrance Armstrong, the defensive end for Washington. He is out for the season because as of last week. As of last week, he got injured in Dallas, and he is the leading sack leader there for Washington. So a pass rush for Washington that was already looks like their defensive line was actually ranked pretty good. They could definitely be taking a big hit tonight with the D tackle and the defensive end not being there. So that would give Kansas City a little bit more time. That does concern me a little bit there. But again, like the Kansas City fan said himself, man, I would expect a little bit of a vanilla game plan here. Get in, get out. Andy Reid he's notorious for that. How many times have you also, pay attention, guys, in the second half? Pay attention to this as you're watching the game. If Kansas City has a sizable lead, if they have a two-score lead at the end of halftime, they are notorious for just sitting back and they'll let Washington crawl back in the second half, okay? But it's because they're just keeping things very vanilla. They're just running the ball. They're just bleeding the clock. It's what they do. It's what they do. Commanders to cover the number, Javier. Yes, I think if I had to pick a side here, I think Washington is the right side to cover the number. I just subscribed to you. Welcome, man. SGA, welcome. Hit the follow button, guys, if the rest of you guys want to catch more of these streams, man. So we like the Commanders to cover. I think Commanders is the right side, brother. It does sound like a really popular Washington. I mean, all I've kind of heard all day is Washington. I do a lot of research on this stuff before I go on live stream, so it's definitely a little concerning there. But that's kind of where I'm at this point, man. NBA, I don't have NBA ready, but we will have some NBA talks. What's the play for MLB? We're about to switch over to MLB. Munoz says the Chiefs cover easily. Have you seen the way they're playing? Bro, they're playing lights out. And this is literally the tale of two teams heading in opposite directions. Or at least that's kind of that's what's perceived right now. Washington, they've lost both games. They lost against Chicago outright. They got crushed in Dallas last week. I would question though. Look, again, that line moved from 4.5. Go back and look at what the line was before Jaden Daniels was ruled out. It was 4.5. This line was 4.5. This thing shoots up to 10.5. You can't tell me that's not an over exaggeration. Is the drop off really that crazy? Jaden Daniels has not been playing that great football, and Marcus Mariota has not been playing that bad either. Yeah. I also been doing so for these primetime games. I also look at the whole schedule and I determine what's a good win and what's a good loss, right? Like where have the Washington Commanders competed? And I know in their last two games it looks bad, right? Against Dallas, lost and didn't cover. Chicago lost, didn't cover. The Dallas game, I remember that Dallas game being a good spot for Dallas simply because Dallas previously had lost to the Panthers. And that was clearly a game they were looking ahead to Washington. So, okay, questionable there why you probably lost that game. I think that was a good spot for Dallas. Chicago, you lost that game against Chicago. I think that was a good spot for Chicago. I was on Chicago in that game. They won outright. Chicago was coming out of their bye week, and they were just kind of out for revenge after that Hail Mary. You could kind of make excuses there for the last two losses. Now, there's no excuses to lose 44-22. That was a butt whooping. But you go back to when things were fine and dandy in Washington. Washington went into the LA Chargers SoFi Stadium and picked up a win outright, and that was a tough spot. Chargers were coming back from the East Coast trip, which again bad spot, but they were coming off of losing to the Giants, right? They lost to Jackson Dart for the first time, and then they were at home against Washington. I didn't expect Washington to come out. I didn't have anything on that game, but I didn't expect Washington to go into LA in that game after having lost outright. So I think that was a good win. I think that was a really good win there for the Chargers. Another one of their AFC West opponents. For the Kansas City, I mean, they started 0-2. They've won 4 out of the last 5. They look good. I mean, I don't have to sit here and tell you guys that. They destroyed Las Vegas. They took care of business against Detroit. That was a huge game there. Do you have anything for NBA? Nothing today, brother, but we will have NBA conversations. We will be cooking up NBA shortly. Let's go to MLB, guys. Last call for NFL. Let me check in on YouTube. Let me make sure everybody's good there. Guys, I'm sharing my screen on YouTube if you guys want to watch my NFL model and my MLB model. I'm sharing my screen on YouTube. It's the same name, the Go Covers. If you guys want to head there, feel free. Here's one thing before we switch over to NFL. I started talking about this at the beginning. You have favorites. Favorites popped off last night, or this whole week, really. Favorites are now 10-2 against the number this week. 10-2. I've talked about before how these markets are about balance. It's about balancing the action. It's about balancing it. And when you have so many favorites cover yesterday and on Thursday, 10-2, and this is back-to-back weeks. The week before, favorites went 10-5. I think the dogs, they were barking for a long time in the season. I think at some point it's gotta balance out a little bit here. On primetime too, the last five favorites have covered on primetime. That goes back to last Sunday night. Sunday, 2 Monday night games last week. Thursday was the Chargers, and then last night the Packers covered as a favorite. So keep that in mind for the unders as well. Overs went crazy this week. They are 9-3 this week to the over. So again, I don't really base too much of my opinion on that, but that's I think it's interesting to know. And long term, I expect the action to balance out a little bit here, man. Last week also, unders last week. Yep. Unders were 6-9 last week, so 9-6 to the over. In the last 2 weeks, look at the last 2 weeks, 18-9 to the over. That's 66%. But the one that's more drastic is the favorites. Favorites are 20-7 against the number. I would expect a little bit more balance here. Now, does it happen right away? I'm starting to track this, guys. I'm starting to track this because that's a question I wanna answer myself. So last week, guys, I'm calling this flip the script, right? When the script just gets flipped, just all of a sudden the favorites or all of a sudden the dogs start hitting. I want to know what happens later that night on Sunday night or later that night on Monday Night Football. Last week, favorites were eating. They were eating good. The public was eating good. On Sunday Night Football last week, we saw the favorite covered as well. And then on Monday Night Football, there was a doubleheader. We saw both favorites cover. That would be Seattle and the Lions. So, again, small sample size, but based on 1 week, we saw that if favorites were eating early, they finished off the deal. They finished off the week as well. So, keep that in mind. Keep that, again, that's not the end-all, be-all, but good to know. Under in Commanders today. That I think that makes sense, brother. Yapping about nothing. Okay, brother. You're free to leave if you want, brother. I know I'm out here working every single day, grinding and trying to give you guys good information. Last call for NFL. Let's switch to MLB. Nobody wants to, so you don't want to know where you stand, if favorites are hitting, unders are hitting. Like if you walk up to a roulette table, this is a bad analogy, but if you walk up to a roulette table and it's hit 10 times red, isn't your gut reaction to go black the next one? I don't know. Do you think Kelsey? Yeah, somebody already asked me about Kelsey. Sure, man. It's National Tight End Day. It's National Tight End Day. I'm not a huge prop guy, but I think Kelsey is fine with me, man. Haters gonna hate, of course they are. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. We have taken it kind of slow this week, man. We are 3-1 this NFL week. 3-1. Again, last week was my worst week, so kind of taking it slow and testing the waters, man. Is it going to be a public week? Is it going to be a favorites week? It ended up being a favorites week, bro. 10-2 are the favorites, and again, I'm more of an underdog kind of person. So the fact that we are 3-1 on a week where favorites are dominating, I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with that. Let's finish the deal tonight. Link is above if you want to join up. What up, Matt? How you doing, brother? Let's talk about favorites and over went 18-2 combined. Yep. Yeah, they ate. All right, guys, we are talking MLB real quick. Let's switch gears to some World Series Game 3 tonight in LA. The home field advantage has shifted to LA now. Or the home field has shifted to LA. They played 2 games in Toronto. Now they're playing 3 games here tonight. Who's the QB for the Commanders? It's Marcus Mariota. And I made the argument that there is a drop-off. There is a drop-off between Jaden Daniels and Mariota, but it's not that drastic. They have moved this line from 4.5 down to 10.5. That's a 6-point swing. I don't think any quarterback, any sizable drop-off should be worth 6 points. I think that's pretty drastic there. Let's go. Let's get to it, man. Let's talk about the World Series tonight. Give me blue for the Blue Jays. Give me red for the Dodgers. What side are you on today? Blue for the Blue Jays. Keep it simple. Blue for the Blue Jays. Red for the Dodgers. It is Max Scherzer on the mound against Tyler Glasnow. Man said I'm yapping about nothing, man. Come on. Have some respect, man. I'm out here just trying to share information, trying to cook the information up. If you find it useful, cool. Hit the follow button and join me for these live streams. If you don't find it useful, cool. Keep it moving, man. Again, this is not me versus you. This is us against them. They prey on people that have a real bad problem with this. Their buildings are nicer. They're grimy people, bro. Dude, every time I walk out of a casino, I'm the type to, whoever's walking in, I'm like, yo, good luck, man. Good luck. Go get him. Go get him. So yeah, man, hit the follow button, guys, if you guys want to be a part of these streams. Let's talk about Toronto on the road at the Dodgers for Game 3 of this series. It is Max Scherzer against Tyler Glasnow. And guys, this is another one, just like I told you in Game 1. This is another one where you're not going to find much on paper here to support Toronto. In terms of this starting pitching matchup, Max Scherzer he's been getting rocked. 19 runs in his last 19 innings. That's a perfect 9.0 ERA. He's getting rocked on the road as well. 16 runs given up over 21 innings. This is his second game back from injury. He was injured, or he had some back tightness, I believe. He played one game in the playoffs so far this year. He gave up 2 runs in 5 innings against Seattle. Okay, not a terrible start there. But the one thing I will say is he's got a lot of experience. This man's got 148 innings pitched in the playoffs. So the guy definitely has experience and can handle this kind of situation. Meanwhile, Tyler Glasnow on the other side, he's playing lights out, man. He's given up only 1 run in his last 15 innings. 1 run given up in his last 15 innings. In the playoffs, giving up only 1 run in 13 innings. In his career, very good numbers as well. At home, very good as well. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this, guys. The pitching matchup definitely favors Tyler Glasnow. So if we're talking about the side here, we're talking about a clear pitching edge for the Dodgers. We're talking about a batting order that Toronto has the better bats here, but the Dodgers are right there with them. They are third amongst all the playoff teams. I think this is a game that's probably won later in the innings, guys. And the Dodgers have the worst of the 2 bullpens. This is one of those where we just saw the Dodgers spank them. We just saw the Dodgers spank Toronto in Toronto just when Toronto felt like they had it going for them. On paper, this looks like a spot for the Dodgers on paper. But again, when things don't make sense, man, I am leaning towards Toronto here. Even though it doesn't make sense on paper. You're not going to find too many edges here. Minus 200, maybe sounds about right, guys. I'm pretty stuck on this one. I'm pretty undecided, but at the moment, probably feeling Toronto here. Just kind of fading what you just saw is probably what I'm getting at here. Looks like you guys are also leaning. I know you guys are leaning the Dodgers, but let me know. I mean, I'm not going to talk anybody off of the Dodgers. This line is moving in favor of the Dodgers. So the money is being respected. The money that is coming in. You have Glasnow. It's definitely on paper. On paper, this is Dodgers. I talked about this in Game 1, and you guys saw the Blue Jays won that game easily. They have Blake Snell on the mound, and there was no reason to go against the Dodgers except it looks too obvious. And this is another one of those, man. Let's see, man. There's no value in taking the Dodgers. Yeah. Jays have a good record against Glasnow. I look at this season. The Blue Jays did hit where they were okay against Glasnow. They gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Tyler Glasnow, he gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. 2 runs in 5 innings. They only saw each other once. They only met each other once. Historically, Glasnow has been dominant. He's been dominant against the Blue Jays, giving up a .210 batting average. What about the Chiefs game? We already talked about the Chiefs game, brother. I'm feeling the Washington Commanders there, and the under were the 2 things we talked about, man. That's what I'm feeling so far. Trap game for the Dodgers and the Chiefs. It could be a little trappy here, man. Again, the Chiefs have the Buffalo Bills on deck, man. That's a huge game. That's their biggest game of the board. Who's getting a tutty? I'm not a huge prop guy, but I was asked about Kelsey. I think Kelsey could find the end zone here, man. The old heads are pitching tonight. Max Scherzer is definitely the old head for sure, man. You're welcome, man. Dodgers got way more experience in this spot. How many times have we seen the Dodgers in Game 3 lose this game, though? Am I tripping? It was against the Phillies. The Phillies came in. Guys, that was a game that it made no sense. The Dodgers were coming back home. They had Aaron Nola. Aaron, old head. Same, just like Max Scherzer. Old head unk. Aaron Nola was pitching, and there was nothing. There was nothing to back the Phillies in that spot. Everybody was saying Dodgers sweep, sweep, sweep. Phillies took care of business. Again, guys, in the playoffs, when everybody is looking at the one game and everybody's taking the same game. In the regular season, yes, you play the Dodgers. In the playoffs, though, when it doesn't make sense, when you can't find a reason to take the other side, you usually want to take the other side, or at the very least, fade what you just saw. We just saw the Dodgers handle the Blue Jays in Toronto. Everybody back to thinking this is going to be a gentleman's sweep. This is going to be a dominant series by the Dodgers. Toronto's got a lineup, man. They got a hell of a lineup. They just got Bo Bichette back in the lineup as well. They got some heart, man. They got some heart there. This is the World Series. Yeah, I think we're all kind of saying the same thing. I mean, the Dodgers are better against lefties. It wasn't that unexpected. Yeah. But it was, bro. Come on, Aaron Nola, bro. Come on. I remember that game like it was yesterday. In this one, I didn't see any crazy split. Actually, yes. Max Scherzer. So to make things worse for Toronto, Max Scherzer is worse on the road this season. This whole season, he was even worse on the road. And he was even worse in night games. He had some success. It was in day games. So even worse at night. So that's alarming there. Okay, you can make the argument 5 o'clock on the West Coast. Is that a day or a night game? It's a day game that turns into night. And then to make things even worse for Toronto, Tyler Glasnow was even better at home this year. He was hit. He did get hit a little bit, but that was on the road. So keep that in mind, guys. Let's talk about the over-under real quick, guys. Give me red for the over. Give me blue for the under between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays tonight. Is this game going over? Is it going under? Let me know. Just tap the emoji here. You don't have to go find it. Just hit the red for the over, the blue for the under. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. I do these live streams. I try to do them every single day. Right now, we're just in a transition period with NBA coming back. College basketball is around the corner. In fact, college basketball should be back this week. So yeah, I've been a little busy, but we're gonna get this thing going, guys. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. And then if you want to join the Discord, link is in bio. Blue Jays and Dodgers. Is this red for the over? Is it blue for the under? Let me see where this thing is at now. Let me get an update on this one real quick. Not NBA. We will have NBA shows, guys, just not right now. Okay, guys, over under for Blue Jays and Dodgers. We finally saw a game go under for Toronto. It seems like Toronto games never go under. And like I mentioned, guys, you have it's hard to make a case here for the under because these are two of your top 3 lineups in the postseason. Out of all the 12 teams that made the playoffs, these are the 2 out of the top 3. These are 2 bad bullpens. These are 2 of the 4 worst bullpens from all the playoff teams. It's hard to make a case, but if Tyler Glasnow is going to have his way, which you would expect him to have some success here, he's at home in a good spot. Unlike Blake Snell, he was on the road in a worse spot compared to Glasnow right now. You would think Glasnow can pitch some really good innings here. Max Scherzer, when everything's stacked up against you and it looks like you have no chance here, I would expect Max Scherzer to pitch decent. He has good numbers historically against the Dodgers. They're batting only .221 against him lifetime. And this year, pitched very good. In fact, 2 runs given up in 6 innings against the Dodgers in LA this year. So Scherzer has pitched well. And again, it just looks like everything's stacked up against the Toronto Blue Jays. If they're going to hang in this game, I would expect this game to be lower scoring rather than higher scoring. If I had to pick between the total here, let me see. Hold up. Where this thing opened up. If I had to pick between the over and under, let me see where this thing opened and where it's at now. Looks like this thing is up to, it opened 8 juice to the under. Now it's 8 juice to the over. 85% of the tickets are on the over. I would probably lean under here, but again, I'm not going to talk anybody off of either total there. I would lean the under here, guys. Would you go first 5 under it? That would be the right move. That would be the right move because the bullpens are pretty bad. 2 of the 4 worst bullpens. They all, you would expect everybody's available for the bullpens because you had a rest day. So I would look at the number though, depending on what number you could get. If you could get, you should be able to get a 4.5, definitely. I doubt you get a 5, but you should be able to get a 4.5 first 5. That could be a good way to look, but again, man, in the Toronto game, you're kind of just clenching your cheeks, man. If you're taking the under, so Mad Max is pitching over. Yeah, I'm not talking you off of it, brother. Yeah, Mad Max has definitely been been pretty bad, man. 12 innings for Max. I don't know if he's gonna pitch 12 innings, brother. Or was that pitching outs? I mean, the Dodgers are better against lefties. It wasn't super unexpected. Blue Jays are better against lefties. I don't have the lefty and righty splits. I had that for the regular season, but you hear that here first, guys. If you guys wanted that information, Dodgers got way more experience in this spot. Definitely. I mean, they were just here. They were just here, guys. He needs to come out like young Max. I'm telling you, bro, it just seems like everything's just stacked up against him, man. What are my opinions on the Niners and Texans game? That game was yesterday. I was on the Texans in that one, man. That was a good spot. That was your classic favored team against a higher record, just like in football, in college football, when you have a ranked team a favorite team against a ranked team. So I was on Texas in that game, man. Is Love MVP caliber after this game? He played really well. Love played really well there for the Packers, man. I don't really follow too much of the MVP conversations, but I don't see why not. He's got his team at 5-1-1. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Let's have a great day. Let's absolutely have a great day, guys. Last call if y'all want to talk about anything else, MLB or NFL related. Last call, man. Let's. I have to get off of here. Update the injuries. See who's playing. Update the lines. See where these how the market reacts to those injuries, to those updates, and then we're gonna go and have ourselves a good day in the Discord. It was a good day yesterday. 2-1. I'm never gonna complain with that. In fact, I'd say 2-1 is the goal. If we can go 2-1 every single night, guys, Jeffrey Bezos will be applying to work for us one day, man. If we could go 2-1 every single day, 66%. Oh, lifetime, I'll take that. Obviously, easier said than done, but we are. Give me a second, guys. My man, hey, my man got a hold of some pills here. So yeah, if we could go 2 for 1 every single night, man. 2 and 1, I will take that every single night, man. Last call, man. Toronto straight up to win. Again, they were in the same spot in game 1 when I came on here. I made a video and I was like, guys, there's no reason to take the Blue Jays, but that makes me nervous. I still ended up on the Dodgers. I was on the wrong side of that, I will admit. But same spot, man. You can't really make an argument with Max Scherzer pitching against Glasnow. Glasnow's been lights out. Lights out. But that's when you need to look at the other side and consider Toronto. I think the value is on Toronto. Last call, guys. Last call. Kelsey to get a touchdown. It looks like everybody loves Kelsey because I've been asked that like 5 times. I do think Travis Kelsey finds the end zone today, man. Commanders are covering. It looks like that one's really popular too, man. a lot of people have been asking me about Commanders. I am feeling the Commanders, yes. I don't have anything locked in yet, but link is about if you want my top plays. Over or under what game? Blue Jays' chances on winning the World Series. I think they got a chance, guys. This is baseball, man. So I was surprised to see that the Blue Jays were like plus 1.5 for the series, and that they were just so counted out. I get it. The Dodgers are stacked, but I mean the Blue Jays got a hell of a lineup too, guys. And this is baseball, man. Baseball is so. It literally is. It's hit or miss. Literally hit or miss. everybody has a chance, and that's why I came on here and I got a lot of fame over the summer because I was telling you guys take the Rockies, take the White Sox in this spot. Like they play so many games, that the dogs can definitely bark. I don't think this is like NFL or college where if a team is favored by so many touchdowns, they have to win. Here, yeah. If anything, when in the regular season, when I saw a minus 300 or minus 400, I automatically lean the other side. Over or under for the football game, I made a case for the under. I think I'm feeling the under there between the Commanders and the Chiefs, man. Ohtani and Freeman to get a home run tonight. Ohtani and Freeman against Max Scherzer. I don't have the historical numbers. Which one is the better of the two plays? But probably, if I had to pick, probably Ohtani between the two. Jacob said the Chiefs win by 20 easy. If they win by 20 easy, that means they let it all out. They left it all out on the table tonight, bro. And I'm just making the case that they have the Buffalo Bills on deck, and in fact, it's the opposite. I think you don't want to show too much, and you'd rather save your best plays against Buffalo Bills. But I could definitely be wrong about that. You had they had that super. Y'all saw the Chiefs had that super cool way of trying to draw the defense off sides. You're like, yo, this doesn't work. I'm like, you used that against the Raiders? Why did you use that against the Raiders? You should have used that in a better game. So they could definitely use their best plays tonight. But with the Buffalo Bills on deck, man, that is an AFC matchup, AFC Championship preview there. Are you going to post your free play in the Discord? Bro, free play's been free play's definitely been a little bit of a curse. But I got you guys tonight. Guys tonight, man. We gotta get rolling with the free plays. In the Discord, we went 2-1 yesterday. Again, I'm okay with that. Took it light, especially when favorites went 10-2. Yesterday, man, I will take 2-1 on the day. Again, had probably my worst week last week, man. So definitely trying to bounce back. And yesterday was a really good start for that, man. Kansas City minus 3.5. Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing that line down from 10.5 down to 3.5, go for it, brother. Who sold you the most yesterday for NFL? Nobody. I just had one loss. It was the Steelers. I am on public record saying that I did not like the revenge angle for Aaron Rodgers. I really should have put more emphasis on that. I really didn't like that. I was playing the spot, right, coming off of the divisional loss against the Bengals, having 10 days of rest. Green Bay appear to be skating by lately. Yeah, I was playing that angle, but it was the Steelers that sold for me yesterday. Max to get 4 strikeouts today. Again, on paper, you're not gonna have too many angles to back Max Scherzer, but again, I've been proven wrong so many times that when it looks like everything's up against, especially up against like the Blue Jays, man, they're a team that's got some grit for sure, man. Blue Jays or Dodgers, straight up. If I had to take straight up, I think there's more value on the Blue Jays, man. At this point, the Dodgers, you have to lay a 1.5 too. I don't think I'm doing that against the Blue Jays, man. Give me an anytime touchdown play. I'm not big on props like I keep saying, but let me see. If I had to take somebody to get in the end zone, I would expect Washington to hand the ball off and get in the end zone. And it would be the running back, Krosky Merritt. I think he has a good chance of finding the end zone tonight. I wish somebody would have asked me on Thursday. I made the case about the third string or fourth string running back Vidal. I made a pretty good emphasis that nobody knows anything about him. I could definitely see myself. I could definitely see this guy having a good day, and he had a good day. So today, kind of similar, right? Austin Eckler's out. There's injuries. Everybody's excited about the wide receivers. I think this is one where you got to establish the run and hand the rock off and get in the end zone, punch it in. The Blues are plus 2.5 are feeding families. There you go, guys. I'm not into hockey mode yet, but you guys got a lock for my man right there, man. Do you think Mariota and Mahomes could both get a touchdown? I like Mariota. I think he could use his feet. He could use his athleticism. He's going to be under pressure there with the Chris Jones chasing him down and whatnot. That is the worst of the two offensive lines too. It'd be Washington's offensive line. So I would expect Mariota to use his feet, use his athleticism a little bit more. With Patrick Mahomes, I know you've seen Patrick Mahomes kind of just roll out and find the end zone too. But one thing I don't like about for him to get a touchdown is that they refuse to sneak the ball. The Kansas City Chiefs refuse to sneak the ball. This goes back years ago. Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes injured his knee. I think he dislocated his knee on a quarterback sneak. And ever since then, you're not going to see a quarterback sneak from Kansas City or a tush push. You'll never see that out of Kansas City after that. So I would prefer Mariota if I had to choose, man. Mahomes second throwing. What does that mean? What does that mean, brother? 2 touchdowns? You might want someone from the Chiefs, not the Commanders. You could say that, right? Obviously, they're favored. They're favored by double digits here. I could see Isaiah Pacheco being a good play too, Isaiah Pacheco. But the problem is too, it could be Kareem Hunt, right? It could be Kareem Hunt down in the goal line. I would agree. I'm not mad at either one of those running backs finding the end zone. What I'm probably avoiding is the wide receivers that have been out for Washington. They can probably help you get down the field, but you've been missing practice. You've missed the majority of the season. I think Terry McLaurin has missed the majority of the season. We definitely haven't seen him in a while. So limited practice time with Mariota as well, because Jaden Daniels has been playing most of these games. So I would avoid the wide receivers. I'd probably look for the running backs a little bit more. You don't think Commanders will cover? Yes. If I had to pick the side, I think Washington is the right side. Touchdowns. Mahomes to get 2 passing touchdowns. For him to get 2 passing touchdowns, I could see one going to Kelsey. But besides that, I think this game plan, and just like my man Kansas City Chiefs fan said, I expect a game where you just hand the Brock off, you hand the ball off, you run the clock. You don't get too fancy with it. I don't know if I trust too much of these wide receivers, man. So because of that, I would expect more of the running backs to get in on the end zone, man. This game's going under. Yeah, I'm feeling the under too, man. Yeah, Joe, same thing. Axel says take the Chiefs straight up. That's 10.5 points, man. So you can't really lay the juice with the 10.5 with the straight up. Mahomes over 1.5. Yeah, so I was just asked that question. Would I take him for 2 touchdowns? I'm not sure I'm in love with that. Like I said, the weakness of the Washington defense is against the run. Actually pretty poor against. So the success rate. So Washington is not really. It's two different metrics here they're basically telling me that Washington is kind of mediocre against the pass. They're not as terrible as a lot of people probably think. They're really more vulnerable through the running game. So I would expect Kansas City to hand the ball off, man. Kansas City is bad against mobile quarterbacks. I was thinking about how I can add that to my model. I was thinking about that too. I don't have any stats to back that up, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that in the past. Yes. All right, guys, what are 2 good plays? If you want my top plays, they drop in the Discord every single day. Guys, at this point, we've discussed the MLB game and the NFL game in a lot of depth. If you want my top plays, they drop in the Discord every single day. Free play has not been smacking, but we're going to see if we could cook up a free play winner for you guys. The link is in bio to get my free play. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. If you want to join the Discord for this bounce back, man. We had a tough week last week, definitely rough. My worst by far this football season. But we're in bounce back mode. NFL still hitting 64% on this season. 64%. That's insane. If we could hit that full season. It's because we've had 10-0 weeks, 9-1 weeks. We've been eating. Had a really rough week last week, but again, man, big picture. I'm trying to hit over 60% on the entire season. Link is above if you want to join. How do you see MLB? We talked about that game. I'm feeling if I had to pick something, it would probably be the Blue Jays and the under. If I had to play something, man. I don't have anything locked in yet. I'm gonna get off of here, gather my thoughts, and I'll drop my top plays in the Discord. Hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.